Hello, guys. Welcome to Peaceful on Purpose. And we are really excited to talk about something. I know we've been talking about identity lately, but Darcy and I were having a conversation about something that also came up for me in my journaling this morning, which is really that first step of awareness that starts to shift everything. And I think to say it as simply as possible, it is that literally everything that's happening to you in your life is neutral. Like everything. And I know that there might be something in you that wants to argue against that, but I want you to hear us out. And by the end of this, I think you will start to see, and maybe it will even be that shift for you that you will start showing up differently, that you will make this part of your identity. And I'm telling you right now, our goal is always to bring more peace. This is like foundational for me for peace. So, Darcy, why don't you explain what it means when I say like everything is neutral?
Yeah, this for me, you guys, was so hard to adopt. I fought so hard for. So, a little intro to me, I have a very loud, negative self-talk brain. And when somebody first brought me to this awareness of you can really control control your thoughts, control your feelings, I had a very hard time getting on board with it because I'd always just thought whatever popped into my head was fact, it was truth. I didn't know I could change it, quiet it, alter it. And really, it allowed me to show up so differently in every situation. So, like Emily said, every situation is neutral. It's neutral until we create a story, a thought, and then it creates our feelings. And so, the story I always like to reference or compare to is you're heading to work, right? You're in your car, you're heading to work, and all of a sudden, you're on a big highway, multiple lanes of traffic. You're probably already running late, right? And construction's happening. And so you can literally choose to be angry, frustrated, blaming everybody else. This is going to make you late, and then all of these bad things are going to happen. And or same traffic jam, same day, same situation, could be a person like, oh, I'm listening to a really cool podcast. This gives me more time to listen. I'm gonna enjoy the sunshine on my face for a minute. I'm gonna listen to some good music. Or, oh, great, I packed my book for my lunch break. I'll open my book for a minute. And both of those people are still going to be late. They're still, in the same exact situation, except one has a altering differently experience with it than somebody else.
This, I feel like when I learned this and really started living from it, um, and you guys, this is the tool. I want to give you the tool, and this is as simple as it gets. And I know it sounds stupid simple, but just like everything we share with you, try it. Like
Yeah.
we just want you to experience it. We don't want you to take our word for anything. We want you to experience it. Um, so what I do is I take a deep breath as soon as I feel that resistance or that frustration or that because like Darcy was explaining to me, when you were saying that, the first thought I had was as soon as you start thinking, oh, it shouldn't be this way. That is my clue. Anytime I'm thinking it shouldn't be this way, I shouldn't be in traffic because now, and then the spiral starts. I'm gonna be late. My boss is gonna be mad. I always screw this up. And it's like a avalanche comes through, right? And that's where all the spiraling and all the negativity and think about what that does to your body. The more resistance, the more it's like contract. Instead of taking a deep breath and saying, I can see this differently. I have the ability to shift the way I'm looking at this. You guys, that's the tool. A deep breath and saying, I can see this differently. Again, sounds stupid simple, but just this weekend. So I had something come up where I'm planning a retreat and we had a vision of how it was supposed to be. We had everything worked out and then things started to change. They weren't working out the way we thought they should, right? That right there is like, this shouldn't be this way. We had it planned. It should be this way. And it simply wasn't. Things were changing and shifting. And the woman that I was partnering with immediately could feel resistance and frustration. And I was able to bring her back to that space of like, ooh, I wonder what's coming. I wonder what has happened. I also shift into curiosity. So I can think of this differently. I have the power to think of this differently. And then the curiosity. I wonder what is happening here. I wonder what is expanding. This is expanding into. We thought it was this, but now it's shifting into this. I'm going to flow with it instead of create resistance.
I
So
love saying, isn't this interesting? This is happening.
yes,
Isn't
I
this
think of
interesting? This is
Darcy's
happening.
voice in my head saying, "Isn't this interesting?"
Isn't this interesting? Yeah, it just really brings you, like Emily said, everything really is neutral. Circumstances happen, they're neutral. They really are neutral. And you can literally watch people play out in their lives with really tough lives and tough situations, and you wonder how they can be happy, right? And it's like most of us are handling some really tough stuff in our lives. All of us are. And some people seem to be more resilient because they are looking to the other side of, like Emily said, open-handed of interesting, this is happening. What is it here to teach me? Is there a lesson here? Interesting, they're showing up this way. Or like, yeah, what am I here to learn? What's going to happen from this? And I mean, I'm such an optimist, which I know annoys people, but when you can think about like, is there some kind of good lesson in this? It really does create an internal peace that's different from the constant,
This
this
shouldn't
shouldn't be
happen.
happening. The resistance is a great word for it, Emily. It's like that as soon as it shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, and it's someone in my life, I call it fighting reality. Like I literally watch this person, the resistance comes in and they just want to fight reality instead of softening and opening to that curiosity that and the other part, like Darcy was saying, that some people might find it annoying that she looks at it as always a lesson. I will even amp that up. People find it even more annoying when you fully believe that everything is always working out for you. Like even if on the surface it looks like everything is going wrong, I believe foundationally that it's actually working out for something better. But I don't have the ability to see it coming to fruition. So I surrender to the experience and allow it to unfold. And that is, I always bring the somatics in, but that resistance, that contraction in your body, being able to breathe into it, you can physically feel the softening. You can open your hands, literally open your hands. I choose to look at this differently. I have the ability to look at this differently. I wonder what's unfolding here. I wonder what the lesson is. I feel like almost immediately I can find lessons. But again, you don't want to like switch it to like, and what we're saying, I want to be really clear. We're not saying to be positive about it. We're not saying like, oh my gosh, it's good. Everything's good. Everything's good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's not always good. Sometimes it's really heartbreaking. Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes it's really heavy. But you're softening to that heaviness instead of trying to control it. And it again, if we I feel like this lesson really needs to be about that it shouldn't be this way versus I wonder what's happening here.
And
Like,
I catch myself, I'm
no, you're
sorry to cut
fine.
you off. I catch myself slipping back into it and then having to remind myself, like things are going to happen to you. And I think it is that awareness piece of as soon as I'm saying, but this shouldn't be happening, and I think awareness is the first step that I would tell all of you to go away with today is like just get curious and aware of when you are, because okay, here's the thing. Things are going to happen that you can't control. That traffic is out of anybody's control. It is here. So you can either resist that it isn't happening and be in frustration. It's not going to change you getting to work on time. Or be open to, could I think of this differently? Can something good come out of this? And still be like, this does stink. It is frustrating. Emily said, it's frustrating. It stinks when there's traffic. It stinks when you're late. It stinks when you had a meeting you're going to miss or something, but ultimately, it is out of your control. You fighting against it is not changing anything. So I think that's the thing to be aware of. Can I change this? Is it in my control to change? Okay. So how do I want to be dealing with it? How do
Yeah,
I want to deal?
interact with this reality. How am I going to interact with this reality that's being placed in
Yep.
front of me? And you guys, the key is always the breath. Taking just a deep breath, softening into your body for, and also holding space for whatever sensations you're feeling of tightness in the chest, you know, tightness in the belly, whatever it is, allowing yourself to just feel it. And Darcy, like you were saying, that you have to recalibrate and bring your remind yourself of this, right? That's where the identity work comes in. This January, we've been talking a lot about identity and finding roots in this identity. It's like I am the kind of person who's able to relax in situations like this, who's able to decide how I want to think about it, right? Like that's the identity work. And I'm glad you brought that up, Darcy, because as we're sitting here speaking this, our lives have changed tremendously because of this kind of work that we've done. But we're still human. We still have the resistance. We still have frustration. We still have the thought it shouldn't be this way. But it's
Yeah.
the awareness of, oh yeah, I can choose to look at this differently, right?
Because
So
that's what you can control, you guys. That is ultimately where your power lies, is your experiences, is how you respond to a neutral circumstance. That's what I've realized. Like, I am also somebody that loves to be in control. It's taken me a long journey to release that control and flow with things and not be able to determine outcomes or determine what's going to happen, is releasing and allowing and trusting. That's big work for me. But really understanding that actually what I can control is the thoughts and the feelings, taking the breath, receiving the situation, my response. It's my response to the circumstance is what is in your control. That's it. That's it.
yes. And awareness, breath, and this perspective shift. So we hope that this is going to help you guys. We can't wait to chat again next week.